What's up, my friends? It's C-Threep. Quick story time here. About a year ago, I released a song called Nostalgia, and the verse and the chorus in that song featured the sound of a book dropping on the ground instead of a snare drum. So I've got a few books here, and I want to record the sound of them slapping the concrete. But let's mess around with this one. Whoa. I said it back then, and I'll say it again. I didn't do that to kind of set myself apart from other musicians or do something that I thought would look really cool to other people. I just didn't want the sound of a snare drum during that first verse and the first chorus, and I didn't want to use just some sample off the internet. I thought, why can't I just drop a book on the ground, record that, and see if I can get some good sounds out of it? A couple of weeks ago, this happened. Other than being really adorable, that video of my son starting to cry, he makes this little pop sound when his quivering lip opens up. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to use that sound as a snare sound in a song that I'm making. So here it is, the track entitled Baby. Hear that little pop? And you can see I have done a number of other things like a spray bottle, a gun being cocked, snapping a drumstick in half, a Mario amiibo slapping a Bowser amiibo, and the click of the R button on a GameCube controller. And you can see I have isolated the sounds on each of these and lined them up to the grid so that they're in sync with my song and act as a snare sound. I have not yet done that with the baby mouth poppy sound. So this is what I did for all these other tracks. So here we are. This is this little part right here. That is the pop sound. So we want this to be lined up with that off beat. So I will bring that over here. I will turn on the snapping tool so it will snap right to it. And there is my sound. I'm going to copy it throughout the song. You can highlight lots of them, copy them, many of them at the same time. With most digital audio workstations, if you hold Control and click on something, it copies it. And now that they're copied, this particular sound has a lot of white noise in the background. So I want to remove that, and with all of these tracks selected, anything I do to the one will be done to all of them, so I will just bring it down so that it's just the captured sound here, and you can see they all did that. I know you can barely see it on the screen because it's such a small sample. The other ones are a little bit bigger, but now this is what we are left with. Now what you're going to want to do is maybe nothing. Maybe that's all you would need is that little sound and that's it. What you might want to do is use a couple of effects, EQ and reverb. Those are going to let you shape this effect into something that you can work with that fits into your song. Some reverb. Now that I'm hearing that a lot, it does sound a little too clicky. So I'm going to put an EQ in there and get rid of some of the high frequencies. Then you can boost the overall volume. I love that. I think that's so cool. You would never know unless you were, obviously watching this video. You would never know that that's the sound of a baby's lips going like this. Now let's try that with some of those other sounds that we have. Here's the spray without any effects. And this is the spray with a stock plugin that comes with Reaper, the program that I'm using, and I honestly didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of messed with some parameters, and this is what I got. Okay, I would have never thought to find that sound somehow. I would have, with all the free samples you can get online or whatever, like I never would have thought to do that. Here's the sound of the gun being cocked. I'm literally taking about 20 seconds to pick a random reverb effect. Like I never use this reverb, so I don't really know how it works, but I just started messing with some of the parameters, and this is what I came up with for the gun cocking sound. Here's the sound of the drumstick snapping in half. And here is the sound of the stick snapping with a couple of effects. Here's Mario slapping Bowser. And here is Mario slapping Bowser with a little bit of reverb, a delay effect, and some EQ to remove some of the high frequencies. Okay, and here is the GameCube controller being clicked. Here's the GameCube controller after some reverb that had a kind of a delay, weird thing. I honestly didn't know what I was doing with some of these settings that I was pushing on this reverb, but it added some sweet stuff. And here is all of the sounds together, just to see if they sound cool. So nothing is muted now. This is a happy smiley face on my face. That's so cool. And that's so fun. This is why you make music, I would hope, because it's fun to do. So start branching out a little bit and try some things that are maybe not so conventional, like not using a snare drum all the time for some of the sounds that you're going for. Or if you're into doing electronic music, try not using the samples that you've been given, because it limits you to just kind of the same old stuff that you're always trying. Just do something else and you'll get really cool sounding results if you just experiment a little bit. This has been really fun. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to see some more like songwriting tips, I did a video series, like a 3 or 4 part video series of how I write a song, where I wrote a song from start to finish and documented it along the way. So you can check out that video series here. That's the one where I recorded the book sound. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I do all sorts of videos like this, and it's usually very focused on simplified tips for beginners. And that's it.